1 in 10 homeowners has been scammed by a contractor. I've been scammed by a contractor, have you? Now the reason is because kitchen and bathroom remodels are very popular these days because people are staying put in their homes a lot longer because of the housing supplies are so low, then people can't find a home to move into, so they're just doing the improvements on their home now more than ever. So reports of contractor scams are on the rise as a result of that, and that's costing homeowners thousands of dollars in losses. Again, about 1 in 10 Americans, about 10% of all Americans have been a victim of contractor scams, and that has resulted in losses on average of about $2,426. So watch this video for 5 of the most costly home improvement scams, and stay tuned to the end because I'm going to teach you, share with you ways to absolutely avoid them when you see them.
Hi, Kevin Yoder, team leader of Yoder Real Estate, bringing to you valuable information about all things real estate and living and working in the Grand Rapids, Michigan area that you cannot find anywhere else. And if you like this video, make sure you like it and subscribe to it so that you can see more content just like this.
Before we get into the signs and how to avoid them, how to avoid these scams, here are the most common contractor scams according to a study of about 1,000 Americans from a company called JW Surety Bonds. So number 1 is doing quick, low-quality work without a contract. So if you meet with somebody and they say, hey, you know what, I'll just come out and do this, and then they just start to go to work, or they say, you know, we don't need to put it in writing, you can trust me. Always get a contract. Always get a contract that spells out exactly what they're going to do. Number 2, providing a low-cost estimate. Oh, we've all been here before. And then significantly increasing costs during the project. So 23% of all scams have come in that area. Now, here's the thing about that. If you're getting, let's say, 3 or 4 quotes, and one is significantly lower, I'm not suggesting people can't do work for less. Of course they can. Just be cautious about it. Be observant and just get some references, and you can also look at Google reviews and things to find out if this is something that this individual has done to other people where they say they bid this and they came in ultimately there. There's ways to do that up front where they know that they're going to get you locked in and then come on with these extra costs later on. No good. So number 3 is demanding a down payment or billing for shoddy workmanship. 22% of all scams are of that variety. And, you know, paying for a down payment up front is pretty normal, but how much? And is it the entire thing? I'll get into that a little bit, okay? So number 4 is billing full price after using leftover materials from previous jobs. Think about that. They're billing you full price for materials, claiming that those materials are coming right from the manufacturer or from a home goods store or wherever their resource is, and they brought them from another site. So be careful about that as well. They should get a discount for that. And then number 5 is using high pressure sales tactics like, no, we got to get it done now. Today is the day, we got a sale, sign up now or the sale is going to go away forever. So what are those red flags? What are those signs that I promised you? So this study identified 5 of the following items that alerted consumers to a possible scam. This doesn't mean that there's always going to be a scam, but these were a high percentage. This first one is 63% resulted in a scam. So the contractor failed to complete the job or did poor quality work and didn't meet the agreed upon standards. So those were red flags that might mean that this was a scam. Number 2, the contractor frequently arrived late or missed appointments without a valid reason. 40%. It seems like contractors can get away with, not all of them, I'm not painting with a broad brush here, can get away with that sort of thing, but we can't as professionals, and nor should we get away with them. So if someone's showing up late, it shouldn't be acceptable, and that might be a red flag for you to watch out for. Number 3, they added extra charges or fees that hadn't previously been discussed. Look at your line items closely and see if there's something in there that shouldn't be in there. Number 4, they refused to answer questions, or they were evasive about progress updates like, oh, we're not sure, or yeah, we're coming along just fine, especially if you're not in state and there's a contractor out of state doing work on a property that may be a home you're building. Number 5, they provided no written contract or vague contract without job specifics or costs. In other words, just like I said before, there wasn't a list, and or if there was, it was very vague, and they kind of clump things all together, and it makes it very difficult to tell exactly what's going on and what you're paying for. Okay, now you have the red flags. These are the things that are going to be possible. Just pay attention to those. And now I'm going to share with you the tips to avoid contractor scams. So the first thing you do is ensure the contractor is licensed and insured. Don't be afraid to ask the contractor for a proof of insurance. There are many contractors running around without insurance, although many do have insurance. So think about that. If you're going to have someone working on your property and there's a slip and fall incident or someone falls off a roof, that's not a good thing at all. So make sure that they're licensed and insured. Number 2, get everything in writing. And then you're going to review the contract carefully. Make sure that the contract includes the contractor's name and information and when the project is supposed to start and end. We're getting clarity on the project. We're getting details about the contractor's identity. When does it start? When does it end? And number 3, super important, never pay the full amount up front. I have friends and relatives that have done that, where they paid sometimes half up front or sometimes 80% up front, and I had one that paid the whole thing up front. Why would we pay for a job that hasn't been completed? I understand if there's materials, and there often are, that we need to pay for up front, or a deposit to make sure that you can lock in the dates and they're not just wasting their time either. Get all that. Don't pay the full amount up front. Write down the amount and agree to it up front. A deposit is common, but never full price up front. And then when it's done to your satisfaction, that's when you can complete it. You can do it in draws. You can do a deposit up front and then pay in draws, or you could say 25% down and the remainder due upon completion to your satisfaction. I hope this video was valuable for you today. If you want to learn more about topics that are home ownership or living and working and breathing and having fun in the Grand Rapids, Michigan area, and this is the sort of thing I cover here a lot on this channel because I want to make sure that I'm helping as much as possible. This sort of thing is happening. It's very real, very relevant, and we hear stories about it, if you're paying attention, nearly every day, unfortunately. So I just gave you the 5 ways to avoid those and the 5 red flags, and share this to somebody that you think might need to watch it. Make sure you like this video if you like this sort of content, so that the YouTube algorithm will put it in front of you whenever I make a new video just like this. If you want to learn more about real estate, or you have a home to sell, or you have any real estate needs, reach out to us at yoderrealestate.com, and I'll see you soon.